Hey everybody, this is Tony and I'm here today with a special guest, none other than singer and author, Miss Pamela Long. How you doing today?
Hey, what's going on, Tony? Thank you for having me.
No problem. Pam, the world has known you for a long time at this point. An incredible singer, an incredible um, person all around, really. Um, and now you're on the show. BET presents the Encore, of course. That's on BET on Wednesdays at 10 p.m. for people who don't know. I've been an avid watcher, of course, because I love girl groups. Period.
Thank-
It's just something about them that just makes you really, get tuned in.
Right.
What has the experience been like for you watching the show play out? Because of course you're there when everything is happening, but once editing happens and all this kind of stuff, things take a different turn. So, what has it been like to watch it play out?
Right. You know a lot about TV, Tony, because you're absolutely right. Some things you go like, I didn't say that there. Or,
Right.
you're kind of just looking at it and for the most part, you got to look at it for what it is. And doing this whole time of being a part of the show, I just wanted to just be real, pretty much. I just wanted to be myself. Just really
Yeah,
just be the woman that I say that I am,
that's right.
opposed to faking jacks and all of that stuff. Tony, I've done that, and
Yeah.
of course, media. You definitely are in the media, so you've seen some of the things that happened to me, even just last year.
Right.
All of that, with all of the things that went on between myself and my ex, and the things that I said, the lies that I told. I'm just
Hmm.
gonna be straight up and down, just real.
Yeah.
um, the things that I've done behind the scenes that people had no idea about, me being living one way, one foot in the church, one foot out of the church. And
Hmm.
it's just like for me to have been a part of the show, it's just like I wanted to just, for one, it was all God. I wouldn't have never done the show, wouldn't have got been a part of it, because it's just like, yo, look, when things like that hit the fan and you expose, it's just like, yo, look, I'm trying
That's
to
right.
stay out of the media. Let me just heal on my own. But God told me to do the show, and so upon me going there, Tony, I just, in my own right, I just wanted to do the right thing. I just wanted to get right back in my place with God, in that place that I should have been in, the
Hmm.
place that I was quote unquote saying that I was in, and God was giving me time, being so gracious. But when you hard headed, God said, okay, so you want to play? You want to
That's
play with
right.
me? Okay, cool, not a problem. So we're gonna
That's
see
right.
who's gonna win this battle. And so being on the show was just like, it was a little rough, it was scary, just knowing, because I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know
Hmm.
if people was going to come gunning for me or not, and rightfully so. Sometimes, when not even sometimes, when you put yourself out there, it's just like you set yourself up, you
Yeah.
set yourself up
Yeah.
in a way as such. And so I didn't know what to expect. And but I'm so grateful that I was a part of it, because not only did I go and, the Lord was able to use me as a vessel, but I gained so much about myself to where I was able to I had to come back home and regroup and be like, yo, look, it's still some stuff that I'm dealing with, that it may not be all over, people may not have saw all of these things, but within your own heart, when within yourself. And then there's some things that, Tony, like honestly, some things that you hide. There's
Yeah.
some things that you don't want to admit. There are some things that then that you don't even know. You
Exactly.
can be still walking in a place of deception. So these are some things that I had to come back home with and allow God to deal with me. So it's just like, I'm grateful He's still dealing with me, and I'm still pressing in to be everything that He say that I can be. Because that's, Tony, that to me, that's the ultimate. There's nothing else. It's just
Absolutely.
everything else is cool to have. It's good to have this. It's good to have that. Don't get me wrong, and
Hmm.
things that you have in life. But what matters at the end of the day is, am I right with God? Because I'm going to
That's
have
right.
to stand before.
That's
Yes.
right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And let me say this for people who haven't watched, for people who have watched the show, I personally want to thank you for just being real and being honest and sharing your heart. Um, because you might have felt the need to, but you're helping somebody in some kind of way, for one. And for two, not everybody is willing to jump out and just put themselves on display in that way, especially on TV. I did see the things that happened with you in the media last year, and I was surprised, and I was hoping that this was true when I heard the news of you being on the show, because we're so much more than the negative things that happen to us. You know what I'm saying? I know people get caught up on that stuff a lot, but it's so much more to you as a person and me as a person
Yeah.
than one negative thing that happens. You know, we all fall down, but when you get back up, what you do with that is what really matters. And that's what I like to see. And that's why I'm appreciative that you're on this show.
Yeah.
Of
Thank
course, every lady is not like you. And that was the point of this whole show, was to have all these different
you.
personalities in the house.
Absolutely.
But how did you keep your sanity during this whole time?
Tony, I promise you, Tony, prayer, being able to, get on the phone and talk to my pastor, at
Yeah.
times, and I'm crying, it wasn't just all, I'm walking outside, I'm going for a walk and talking to God like every day, like, not, it wasn't every day. It was like, it was most of the time. I'll say that,
Hmm.
getting out of the house and just taking that time out with God and just praying and just really just asking him, God, please help me. And just
Yes.
continuously just remembering, like, at the end of the day, everybody got a story. So it's just like you can't be so quick to judge, you know what I mean? So it's
Right.
like those are some of the things as well too within my heart that God was dealing with. You gotta definitely be able to take down. And it's just like, Tony, like I said, I learned so much in this house. It was just like, some things that you think that you built for. But
Hmm.
if God is not the center, the front and the back and the sides, listen, you're not gonna make it. Because for real, it was just like, day one, I was just like, I don't know about this. And then,
Exactly.
as the days started going on and it started getting a little thicker, it wasn't even so much the different personalities, but that camera in your face, 24 hours
Hmm.
a day, 30 days straight, and it's just like, all of this time. And it's just like, I mean, Tony, your every move, except when you,
Yeah.
you go to the restroom and we look up and it's a microphone up there. So you got to make sure that you disconnect yourself,
Exactly.
so
Exactly.
nobody in here and you go into the restroom. So it was just like, it was so much. In like I said before in other interviews, I've come to realize, like, because I don't watch a lot of TV anymore and I don't watch the shows and all of that stuff. But I remember back in the day when I used to watch the shows and you see people trip out on the reality shows. You're like, why are they tripping like that, Tony?
Exactly. Exactly.
I've come to see why them jokers start tripping, because that camera, like, that you said it yourself, like, I feel you. Like, I can understand, like, dog, just get a grip. And you really gotta pull it in and be like, God, please help
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Because if not, Tony, I'm telling you, look, everybody would have been tripping.
I'm
I,
telling you. I'm
I
telling
would
you.
have been one of the ones, because back then, Tony, I was one of the ones that felt like I had to prove myself. I got to prove
Hmm.
that I got to prove that I'm that. So I would have been up there just tripping just like anybody else, like on the other reality shows when they were out there throwing water and all types of stuff. Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
like, I'm so grateful for growth. I'm so grateful for change, I should say.
Yeah. And what people don't understand is, too, we say that we can do this or we won't do this or do that when we get somewhere, but you don't understand, when you put in certain situations, you don't know what you might do. So, and this show, I believe, has proved that, like any other show. Of course, we just seen the exit of Misha and Irish on the last episode.
Yeah.
But I will say this: I'm glad that the show exists in the first place, because I don't believe these groups, these artists, get credit that they deserve. And it really is important to showcase that kind of stuff, so we can see who you guys are as people. Because in the '90s, we didn't have social media. We
Right.
didn't, we couldn't just click on Instagram and be like, oh, what Pam doing today? Oh, she
Right.
put up some new food, or we
Right.
couldn't do that kind of stuff. So it is a totally different element, going on now. And I want to talk about some music, because I know we don't got a lot of time.
Yeah.
But of course, you were in the group Total, if anybody didn't know. But but of course, Total was on Bad Boy, was one of the premier groups in the '90s as well. I think Total was underrated. I have to say that.
Oh,
I totally love Total, especially What About Us,
yeah. That's
from the Soul Food soundtrack. What about you?
Come
What
on. You
about
better
me?
sing. Come on.
What about us? What we gonna do?
What we gonna do? What we gonna do?
That's right. That's it. That's
Come
it.
on.
Especially that tripping.
Yes.
Kissing You,
Right.
Can't You See? I
Yes.
mean, the list goes on and on and on. Of course, we seen Kima come on the show. You guys
Yes.
obviously weren't working together for a while.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to see that you guys were able to have that conversation and,
Absolutely. Yes.
hash it out and be like, you know what, hey, it is what it is.
Yes. Definitely.
For you though, when did the call come for change, or when did you see that moment come and say, you know what, I got to turn my life around. I gotta make a change today.
You know what, Tony? I actually gave my life to the Lord in November of 1999, and
Okay.
it was just like, I have been rocking out with God ever since. It's just like, I remember waking up one morning, and it was like I didn't know myself. Tony. It's just like I'm looking in the mirror, and I'm just like, this is me, but it wasn't me. And it was just like I remember, it was just like I didn't know the voice of God then, but
Hmm.
I knew it was something tugging on. I knew it was, something was tugging on me, and I heard, like, if you don't give me your life now, you are going to die. And
Mm.
my life, it was just like I told my older brother, I was like, I'm about to just give my life to the Lord, my brother D'Amigo. And he said to me, he's just like, at the time, he's like, oh, all right, baby girl, just going through just so much. She gonna be all right. Just thinking it was a phase. But
Yeah.
God really, the Lord Jesus Christ, I met him. I can't explain, Tony. I promise you, I never said a sinner's prayer. I never said, Lord, come into my heart, save me. I just was crying. I cried almost for the whole day, and it was just like my heart cried out to God, and whatever my heart said to Him, He answered. And ooh, God. And
Mm.
from that point, it was just more or less of just walking the walk, and then it was just like as my apostle has said, in the beginning, you walk, you strong, and you walking hard. And I was going hard for God, and it wasn't all
Right.
fake. But
Yeah.
somewhere down the line, I wanted to do me too. So
Exactly. Exactly.
God it is. So you can't do both. You can't do you and do God. And here I
Hmm.
am, a woman, in church. I'm preaching the word. By now I'm preaching the word. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, for the Lord, and the appearance of that I was on fire. And it was just like
Mm.
God is just like, yo, I'm trying to get your attention, girl. It's just like nobody knows how many talks and conversations that God was trying to have with me behind the scenes with my apostle, and the prophet, and the prophetess of God, and just so many that loved me and cared about
Yeah.
me. Just like, yo, are you okay? Like, yo, what's going on with you? And then too, just
Hmm.
because of the word of the Lord come in their mouth. You know what I mean? The Lord speaks through his prophets, through his apostles. He speaks through all of us if we just allow him to, have his way. And so
Absolutely.
with that being said, Tony, I actually I ignored God, and for a
Mm.
long time. And it was just like, that's why I said that enough. So, God said enough. And so here I am today, Tony. Like I said, I'm pressing. I'm grateful. My hashtag now is the second chance,
That's
so
right. That's right.
grateful, second chance. And I thank God. I thank him that he saw hope in me to,
Yeah.
to deal with me.
Yeah.
Because had he not, Tony, I promise you, if I don't nobody else know, and somebody else might not admit it, but I know that had I died in the sins and the stuff that I was doing. Now, see, sometimes you look at somebody, and it's like outward stuff, oh, I ain't doing this, I'm not sexing, I'm not drinking,
Right.
this,
Right.
that. But my heart was so dirty. And if
Mm.
God looks at the heart of a man, if my heart was so dirty, Tony, I know that I would have been in hell. That
Yeah.
God had God not spared me. I don't know about nobody else. Some people like, oh, once saved, always saved. That ain't what the Bible.
Mm-mm.
That
No.
that ain't what the word say.
No.
If you continue on and you do what it is that you're supposed to do with God, he saved your life. He said you continue to walk the walk. But
That's right.
and it's no but in that. So it's just like with that, Tony, I'm so grateful that he saw fit to still have me here. So it's just like whatever it is that he wants to do, I'm just looking to yield. I'm just in the process right now, but I'm not looking to
Yeah.
make no more excuses. You know how you be like, yeah, because I'm doing better than I was, and that's something that I would be saying. I'd be like, I'm doing better than I was. God just like, yo, look, nah, it ain't about you doing better. I want
Right.
you to do what you know to do.
That's right.
That's what I'm looking to do, Tony. What I
That's right.
know to do.
Yeah. But you know what? That's a story that a lot of people have, to try to get it right while we're in this lifetime and walk right. What, like I said, what I appreciate about you is that you put it in the forefront. And you, even on the previous episode, and you said I was a liar. That kind of stuff that's bold, to do. Speaking of that, you even have the book. I want to show the book, Total Exposure, Pieces of Me, that you have out. And you revealed a lot in this book as well. So what was the decision? How did you make the decision, I would say, to what to put in and what to leave out? Because although it's very raw and real and it's a lot in here, I'm sure it wasn't everything.
Right. No, it's definitely not. You know what, Tony? In all honesty, I know that I know people gonna be like, "Dog, that's all she got to say." But in all, but just to be real with you, it was just like I prayed, and it was just like the Holy Spirit. It was the Lord downloaded into me what pieces to share of my life. What
Mm,
pieces to put in the book, what pieces not to put. And Tony, at one point, like in the book, I said like I'm writing a book, and I threw the pen down. I was like, God, I'm
exactly.
not doing. Because my body started to respond to some of the things that I went through. You know what I mean? Being
Mm-hmm.
molested, it was just like it took me back, and I could feel some of the things that I went through, and I was like, no, I'm not doing this, God. I cried, and it was just like He gave me my moment, and then it was just like right because Tony, I would have went to the grave with all of that stuff in me.
Right.
And because I felt like I'm a protector. This is how you protect people. You don't say this or you don't say that or whatever because you don't want to get nobody in trouble or
Exactly.
the case may be. But Tony, I thank God. I thank Him for His grace, His mercy. I thank Him for allowing me to get it out. I'm on book number 2. Just so
Okay.
you know, in this book is the Unmasked. Which the Lord gave the title to my apostle twice because the title didn't come from me. Total Exposure.
Hmm.
Piece of Me was something that God put on the back end, but He gave Total Exposure to my apostle, and He gave her the name of the other book, and
Okay.
as well for myself. And this book is just like it's like spill it all,
Okay.
like everything. And this is about me and just the things that I've been through, and the lying and the fake and the phony and the counterfeit and all of that. So it's just like to be in a place where you got to tell jokers like, yo, you the one who you're looking at. And you know what, Tony, you're looking at the one that people thought, this the girl that loved the Lord. She loved the Lord. Like there's no way that, man, listen,
Hmm.
living a
Hmm.
double life. And
Yeah.
so it's just like I just give God praise, and I thank Him. Like I said, another opportunity, Tony, to get it right. And it's
Yeah.
I can't I can't be more grateful. And
Absolutely.
it's just like, man, what can you say? What can you?
Yeah. You can't do nothing but be grateful, especially with all the chances we get in life. Period. No matter what the music industry say, God gives us numerous chances,
Come on.
and that's the beauty of having a God like we have. Um, I want to talk about music really, really quick. You had the single "Wild" a few years ago featuring Breezy. I know that you put out solo. Of course, things has changed for you in your life. So, what will music look like for you now? Are you going to work on a solo project as a whole? And is that music going to be, gospel? Is it going to be inspirational, like Sounds of Blackness, or is it still going to be R&B with just without the cussing and the sex and that kind of stuff? What kind of lane are we taking?
You done summed it all up, Tony. What can I say?
Okay.
Summed it up. Like you summed it up. You spoke about the entire album. So it's that's exactly what it is. Very eclectic. And it's just like, just showing people like, yo, listen, like just the other day, what I believe that the Lord showed me that's so dope is like God is the doctor, He's the lawyer,
That's
he's
right.
the basketball player. Because he's the one that's given man all of this stuff. He's the custodian, he's the cook, he's the chef, he's
Mm-hmm.
he's everything. And it's just like, but it's all good. Like God, like, yo, look, I'm in every arena. I'm in
Mm-hmm.
I created man. You know what I mean? So I'm the one that gave man the wisdom to be able to go out and do these things. Now, if they don't give me the glory for it, then that's their fault. You know
Right.
what I mean? And He's hoping that they realize that it's Him. So God, like, yo, look, I'm Wall Street. I'm all these great and awesome things, but I'm not the evil of it. When people take it and they turn it into something different, God, like, yo, that's not me. But
Exactly.
created. God is the one who gave the us the talents. So it's just like, yo, like at the end of the day, He just don't want us to use it for the devil. He just don't want
Yeah.
us to use it in a bad way. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's just like when I got that the other day, I was like, God, like, yo, you so dope. Like, yo, you so. So it's just like, yo, look, Tony, I'm coming through. I'm coming with with the same, with the swag and whatever it is that he tell me to do. If he tell me to
Yeah.
stop singing R&B, God help me to do what it is that you tell me to do. If he tell me to do this or do that, if he tell me, Tony, if God told me to go and work a 9 to 5, all right, God, you're gonna have to help me to do this. But
Okay.
at the end of the day, Tony, who would I rather follow? Myself or him? I see where myself has gotten me, and it's
Right.
gotten me nowhere. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's gotten me to a half a foot to the grave. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So it's just like I'm learning that my way only equals death, as the Bible says. There's a way that seems right to a man, but the end thereof is death.
Yeah.
And so following him is the only way, and it's the best way. And so it's
Mm-hmm.
just like I'm just learning how to just give it all up to him and just allow him to say, okay, this is what I want you to do, and this is what I don't want you to do. Don't get me wrong. I'm still, Tony, I'm still making mistakes. I'm still falling down. But I tell you what, I'm getting up and I'm saying, okay, God, I don't want to do that no more. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I won't do
Exactly.
that no more. I'm not trying to live in that thing no more. It's a
Yeah.
difference between falling down and it's a difference with staying in that thing and you comfortable and you just chilling and you just
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
post it up. You post it all the way up. You post it all the way up. And God like, oh, so you just gonna post up on that. Okay. All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's true. It's
Yeah.
true. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that you know are going to release some solo music.
Yeah.
You of course your stage energy was immaculate. You
Oh,
really just kill it every single time. And you got to teach me how to do this bop that you and Diddy be doing. Like, listen, you are the ultimate performer. Really, I don't care what nobody say. When you come out on that stage, you just transform, and
yeah.
it's amazing to see. So thank
Wow.
you for that.
Oh.
Before you go, just let everybody know where they can find you on your social media and where they can purchase the book.
All right. Hey, listen, you can check me out, Pamela Long, the number four ever.com. For the book, you can get it. That's the sign if you want to sign autograph. Pamela Long, the number four ever.com, and or you can go to Amazon.com and you can cop it off of there. And if you want to find me, want to check me out, want to talk, or sometimes have a conversation back and forth because sometimes it's just like I'm led to type somebody back and be like, hey, listen, you all right? All
Mm-hmm.
right, hold on a minute. All right, you. And sometimes the text go too much. I'm like, yo, can you just send me your number so we can just talk real quick? Just because sometimes it's just like, yo, look, some people just need prayer, and it's just like, Tony. One thing I'm learning is that, yo, look, God is looking for vessels. It ain't about, yeah, I've been in the industry for God. And like, yo, I ain't worried about that, Joker. Can I need
Exactly.
you to call this person over here because they halfway about to lose it right now,
That's
and I
right.
need for you to call them up on the phone and be my arms and my arms and be my mouthpiece right now. Are you willing? And so
Mm-hmm.
it's just like that's why I just God is just real, Tony. He's real like that. So it's just like like I said, it's just like sometimes if you want to hit me up, Pamela Long Forever on IG, Pamela Long Forever on Twitter, Pamela Long just regular. That's my government name, Judy's baby. That's
All
Pamela
right.
Long on Facebook, and then too, just keep your eyes tuned into what it is that I got going on. Got some things going on. I'm excited. I'm grateful. Like I said, I'm thankful. And Tony, thank you so much for having me. I really do appreciate it. I
No
really do.
problem.
Thank you
No
so
problem.
much. And
Thank you so
yeah,
much for being here, and thank you again for showing your heart and your realness and being human,
yeah,
and what you're doing now. That's what I respect most, and not just because you're an artist, not because you ever been somewhere, but just because you're being real in what you sing and you're telling the truth about yourself and not somebody else.
yeah.
And that's what I love, and that's why I respect you so much for what you have done. Just doing that. That's the reason why. So thank you for being here.
Yes, Tony. Thank you. I give God praise. I thank Him. Like I said, second chances, Tony. Here I am.
Yeah.
I'm still above ground, and He's still pulling me and saying, "Come on, girl," because I got a work
Yeah.
to do, and I'm grateful, Tony. I'm so thankful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Pam, we got to do this again. You got to come back soon
Yeah,
because
I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back.
look, it ain't enough time. You got to come back soon, and we can go in a little bit more
Yeah,
on the good stuff.
yep, we
But
definitely will. And please, Tony, make sure that I definitely will come back today. I'm just, I'm going to visit my god sister, so I'm gonna go and check her out. And but before
okay,
I
okay.
start, please know I definitely will come back. You got my word on that, Lord willing, I will be back.
Okay, I appreciate that. I thank you again so very much. Please enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon, okay?
Thank you so much. You do the same. All right.
Thank
And
you.
you
Bye
got
bye.
such a beautiful spirit too.
Thank you. I
All right,
appreciate
you're
it. I
welcome. Okay,
appreciate
baby.
it.
Bye bye.
All